We are back. I actually missed my flight, so we're going to continue the show, and I will be leaving in a little bit. But yes, we will continue with the show. My attention was called on a press conference by Madam Edith Gongloe, who who kind of like declare her support for President George Weah, and somebody told me to listen to it and also make some analysis of it. We're gonna do that right now. So share the show. Let's have a conversation. Let's listen to it and then have a conversation. Okay. Let's do that right now.
Big day. Today is a great day in which to be alive. We have the honor to introduce to you Madam Edith Gongloe. Madam Gongloe is a towering figure in Nimba politics and a great stateswoman. Her electoral records are stellar enough that nobody can argue the enormity of her influence in Nimba County. In 2020 midterm election, Madam Gongloe clinched 32.55%, leaving her opponent narrowly getting away with a resulting margin of 3%. Madam Edith Gongloe continues to provide political direction for her thousands of followers and admirers, mainly in Nimba County and across the country. Up to this moment, Madam Gongloe has been deluged by thousands of phone calls from her people and compatriots who are eagerly waiting for her guidance and direction in this presidential runoff election. Without much ado, I have the pleasing duty to introduce to you and welcome to this podium the erudite stateswoman of Nimba origin, Madam Edith Gongloe, to make a statement. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Minister Bakura. I'm flattered. Ladies, I'm sorry, I don't see any woman here. Gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen, officials and members of the Friends of Edith Gongloe movement of Nimba. Fellow citizens of Liberia, we have called you here today to make public our stance and position on the upcoming runoff presidential election. As we prepare for that round of election, we want to make a decision that keeps the country stable and not veer off in the wrong direction yet again. That is why this decision is critically important to us. We do not take it lightly, giving our country's troubling history of perpetual underdevelopment and civil conflict caused by bad political decisions and choices of leaders that we elect into power. We are further aware that elections do have consequences. It is for this reason, plus more, that we are compelled to make a public declaration of our choice so that our followers will know just where we stand on this critical national duty. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, friends of Edith Gongloe, fellow citizens of our great country, members and officers of the great Congress for Democratic Change, after thorough consultations and assessments of the remaining candidates, we do hereby declare our unreserved support for the re-election bid of President George Weah of the Coalition for Democratic Change. We did not come to this decision overnight. We consulted with our supporters, my amazing husband and children, and well-wishers before coming to this conclusion. We critically looked at other prevailing variables. Believe in our judgment to join us in supporting President Weah to victory to complete all of his development agenda under the proper agenda for development. We are resolved to robustly campaign the best way we know how throughout the length and breadth of our county and country to ensure President Weah's success. We shall spread the CDC new message of national reconciliation, reconstruction, and renewal in the second term of the president. We want to take this time to thank all of you, and we say thank you to the Fourth Estate. Thank you to my supporters, officials of our great movement in IMBA that has caused us to continue to be a force to reckon with. We want to say thank you to the Congress for Democratic Change for giving us the opportunity to partner at this critical time in our country history with their decision to maintain a peace and change the course of direction of our country. We say thank you to everyone. Thank you to our citizens. Thank you to the citizens of NIMBA who have given me yet a bigger platform to be able to advocate on their behalf. I said thank you to my husband and my children who have always given me the leverage to chart the course for our nation's survival. We say to God above all of us and our rights to prove, we shall overall prevail. Thank you.
Well, gentlemen, as you are listening to the madam, we are taking 5 questions. Please be concise when you ask. Thank you.
Thank you. My name is Emmanuel Polly. I work for the Nigeria Broadcasting System. When Gongloe, you've contested in Nimba for 3 times and you did not win. What sort of assurance can you give the president to ensure that he gets Nimba's votes in these elections?
Thank you. I know as a journalist, let's put my not winning in context. If you put my not winning election in context in Liberia and in Nimba, you'll come to realize, without anyone telling you, that the situation has never been that we've been rejected. The elections do have consequences, and it has all kinds of twists and turns. What I can say to President Weah and the people, members of the Coalition for Democratic Change, is that we have forces on the ground that look up to us for the decisions we make in their interest. And make no mistake, this is indeed a huge endorsement.
Well, my name is Mark Down. I report for Liberia Public Radio based in Raleigh. Since 2020 was the last time you contested and you did not win. What is your popularity now? Has it been increased? Are you still a force to work with in NIMBA? What can you tell people who are listening to you that you can still command the number of people that were following 3 years ago?
You know, I like what we say in Liberian time we tell. And as a journalist, I challenge you to do your own background check, do your own investigation, sample the views of Nimbayans, and see where they stand as far as respecting it. To answer your question directly, I will tell you that we remain a force. Our people still look up to us. Our people listen to us, and they look forward to our direction.
Well, my name is Yanti Tobariko for OPFN. When the news have been filtering that we have announced your support to the CDC for the fact on yesterday, your brother is the political standard bearer of the Liberia People Party, announced his support to Ambassador Joseph Yuma, and many thought that uh, getting the support of the either Gongloe to Ambassador Bwaka could be a pathway to become a senator of Nimba for the fact that Jeremiah Kun, if he gets to the vice presidential post, how do you respond to some of these assertions?
First, I'd like to say that I come from a very democratic family. We are democratic in our family. We respect each other's views. And I know my brother will respect my decision. I'm also a mature woman. I'm a political leader in my own right. You will know that I've been in politics much longer than my brother. So my decision, like I said in my statement, was informed by consultations, a broad-based consultation with my members, supporters, citizens of Limba, chiefs and elders, the young people. And so that's that for that. As far as the chances of going to the Senate through some sort of route, of the national cake. So it doesn't have to be through the senatorial route. My people, like I said, do believe and trust my judgment and will continue to fight on their behalf. And this is the route that I chose.
Just fact, your brother going the military way and you supported him. Would that be a sign of vindictiveness? Are you being vindictive that someone defeated you in the election, you cannot support them, it's time to pay back so that they don't win to as a bastard of them?
Certainly not. If I had any streak of vindictiveness in my veins and blood, I wouldn't Nimba to get their fair share of the national cake. My members, supporters, citizens of Nimba, chiefs and elders, the young people. And so that's that for that. As far as the chances of going to the Senate through some sort of route, that's not what I look up to. I've told my people and they've understood. My perpetual participation in elections to run for the Senate in Limba has not always been about just getting position. It has been about advocating for the citizens of Limba to get their fair share of the national cake. So it doesn't have to be through the senatorial route. My people, like I said, do believe and trust my judgment and will continue to fight on their behalf. And this is the route that I chose to represent them and fight for them.
Yes, Madam, please anyway, I will ask a question but I'm just giving something to you. You contested in 2020, like one of my colleagues said, and did that. You contested against a person who won the election now serving as the running mate, that's the Joseph Yuma. So who also heavily supported him is Senator Prince Johnson. You not supporting the military despite your brother going the military way and you supported him. Would that be a sign of vindictiveness? Are you being vindictive that someone defeated in the election, you can ask opponents down to pay back so that they don't win to as vast and
Certainly not. If I had any streak of vindictiveness in my veins and blood, I wouldn't have endorsed the Congress for Democratic Change, because the Congress for Democratic Change was a party that supported Senator Kong, correct? But to tell you that that is behind us, I am not endorsing President Weah because of that. I'm endorsing President Weah because, like I said, we've done our own critical assessment of the two candidates that have been left in a runoff election. Based on what we believe, we trust that President Weah continuation of what he started will be the best way for our country. That's why we made the choice.
Okay, Madam Gongloe. The final question I would go for the Democratic newspaper. Looking at electoral political landscape, Nima is very loyal to T1J, and the two great sons of Nima have been tossed and Joseph Waka presidency. How are you going to deliver Nima to George William?
I'm also a great daughter of Nima. Don't you know that? So you have great sons and great daughter taking their sides.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much, gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much.
I apologize. So, as you listen to Madam Edith Gongloe, there was a lot of questions, and the manner in which she responded to most of those questions proved that she's very smart, intelligent, and she's very political. She understands politics. Like she said, she has been in politics longer than her brother. Even the timing alone, the timing as to when to endorse, support, or whatever position to take speaks to the fact that she's politically mature than her brother. Like I said earlier, I'm traveling. I missed my first flight, but I'm scheduled to catch the next flight. So I decided to come back to start the show. And I want to say thank you to all of you that actually came back to join us. It's going to be noisy at some point because I'm at the airport. It's not going to be as quiet as when I'm home or when I'm in our studio. However, earlier on, I came here, I told you about some of the concerns we had when it comes to those who are threatening the peace of Liberia. And right after my show, some of the people who are actually threatening the peace, some of them texted me, they threatened me, some of them insulted me that I should take my mouth from their business. I'm sitting in America. Why am I talking about, Liberia and the peace in Liberia and the rest of it? Before I go to Edith Gongloe's and Tiawan Gongloe's issue, I'm going to reiterate what I said earlier. Those of you who really think you have power to threaten anybody or to threaten the peace of our country, you better think again. You better think again. Liberians, we do not want any more war. We don't want any more fighting. We love our country. We love our people. We don't like bad leaders. But the way of removing our leaders is through the democratic means, through the ballot box. We just had a process which is questionable by many, including SKTV. We believe the just in the election was not free, was not fair, was not transparent, and the results are not reflective of the will of the people. However, we do not have the power to change the outcome of the election. That can only be done by the code of law or by the Liberian people engaging in some level of civil disobedience or what we call peaceful protest. But anything short of that will be unacceptable. So when we came here, we said people should stop threatening the peace, people should stop planning to create violence after the elections. And you want to attack us, you want to threaten us, you want to insult us, you get a lot of work to do because we are here and we're going to continue to do that regardless of how you feel. If you don't believe the process, do not get engaged. If you believe that the process was free, fair, and transparent, all you need to do is to accept the outcome regardless of how it goes. So I'm going to go back to Madam Edith Gongloe. She says she came from a democratic family, and by all account, that can be proven to be true. The fact that the fact that she is supporting President Weah and she's going to campaign heavily throughout the length and breadth of our country, that means a lot. You know, during the VP search of Boakai, Kumis, and the rest of the people in the country, a lot of people hesitated to reach out to Edith Gongloe for the fact that her brother was running for president, that she would not be willing to serve on any ticket as vice president. Many people believe then and stay now that Madam Edith Gongloe is very popular, very powerful politicians that could have actually somehow make um, Nimba, you know, divided or contested for heavily contested. But now that she is openly endorsing President Weah, why her brother is endorsing Jose Nima Boakai. And the timing, the fact that she is supporting Jose Nima Boakai, or George Weah, and making the case for some sort of continuity of the purple agenda. And she's saying she's been in politics longer than her brother. That is proven by the level of maturity on her part. Choosing the timing as to when to come out. It's not about who to support or who to come out for, but the timing. She waited for the electoral process to finish. She waited for the counting process to finish. She waited for the National Election Commission to come up and give final result, announcing 100% of the elections result. That proves that she's mature, she understands politics, and she knows exactly what she's doing. Unlike Teon Gongloe, Teon Gongloe prematurely caved in when we only had about 6% of the election result announced. He prematurely did it. He kind of fell for the the narrative, the fake alarm, by Darius Dillon and other people, saying that perhaps Joseph Baka had already won the election, first round. So he kind of ran quickly and quit it and said, it seems like Liberian people are resolved, and I think they are making a decision between President Weah and that of Joseph Nima Boakai. But their belief was that Joseph Boakai had won the election already because they don't then give them surety that after receiving 90% of their tally sheet, they believe at the time that Joseph Boakai already won the election. And Gongloe not trusting his own numbers, not believing in himself, and following those alarmists, he just went and said, and give up. That was very immature on his part. That was not politically smart. In every electoral process, if you are a major player and you know you are contending for something, you know they have some level of support, you give the process a chance. Gongloe didn't do that. Gongloe just recently, before the election, he questioned the credibility, the honesty of Joseph Nima Boakai. Gongloe said Joseph Nima Boakai squandered opportunity with Ellie, that Joseph Nima Boakai was enjoying $2 million a month, that he may enjoy the Ellen government. He couldn't resign, but he said that Boakai took credit for the good things in Ellie's government, and Boakai shy away from all the bad things in Ellie's government, thereby questioning the credibility of Joseph Nima Boakai. What we are saying here is that when Edith talked about how she is politically experienced than her brother, now word for word, but she said, I've been in politics long enough before my brother. It means that she has more experience in politics than her brother. So I think that is being manifested in the way she actually. I think I'm gonna cut this off because I'm getting some neighbors here that they're gonna be very very noisy. So I'm not sure if how long I have to do this, but let me say this before I go. Edith Gongloe support for President Weah, I believe it would yield dividend. I believe that Edith Gongloe has more leverage, political leverage, than Tiawan Gongloe. I think the people, what I just said, I think they hear it. They heard what I said. when I say I'm going to be leaving because my neighbor is going to be noisy, so they're going somewhere else. So I'm going to continue with the show as long as until my time to leave. So, well, you see the other one coming here to insult me. You don't use you don't use that kind of word on SKTV. Kevin Skill, do not insult. I know some of you are on drugs. Some of you smoke weed when you come here, but do not come here to insult. Don't do that. This is election time. This is campaign time. But you still continue to insult, then I will just block you. I thought you were a human being. But I didn't know that some kind of animal will just jump here and start insulting everybody here. Yeah, I didn't know that. I thought it was some kind of human being. But those, little minds and brainless chicken that will come here and use F words, insulting people, those words are not acceptable on SKTV. If you want to be here, want to have a conversation, you want to open the line, you can call in and say whatever you want to say. But to come here to insult using these words only speak to the fact that you are not only an idiot, but you have no brain, you are not intelligent, you are not educated, you are brain dead. Your only resolve is to come and insult. It means that you are intellectually bankrupt, that you do not have a brain to come and make the case for whoever you are supporting. So coming here to insult is just crazy. I'm not saying that I'm supporting George Weah or I'm supporting Joseph Boakai. I'm just speaking to the political reality. Edith Gongloe supporting Weah will make Nimba very tough for both for both parties. Edith Gongloe is more valuable politically than Tiawon Gongloe. You know that. Tiawon Gongloe has lost credibility. Tiawon Gongloe is no more credible. You saw his numbers. If you believe the numbers in Nimba, you saw it. Edith Gongloe served as superintendent. She ran for senator. She went neck and neck with Prince Johnson. And she ran for senator again when CDC supported Jeremiah Kuhn. Only 3,000 votes Jeremiah Kuhn won back. So she is a force to reckon with. Jeremiah Kuhn is in the race, and the vote for Jeremiah Kuhn and Boakai, they took a big chunk of the vote during the last election. We had other candidates in there. But now that it's going to be only George Weah and Joseph Boakai, Nimba vote will be well contested, and everybody will carry their share of the pie. I still believe that Joseph Boakai, like we said last time, Joseph Boakai could get the lion's share, but George Weah will get way more than he was going to get by himself without Edith help. But with Edith helping George Weah, trust me, Nimba vote will be shared. Joseph Boakai might carry more, a little more, but it will be well contested. That I can tell you. Equally so. Now that they have eliminated everybody else. Similarly, in Nimba, in Bon County, the vote going to be shared. And I believe this time around, John will carry the lion's share in Bon County. And I can tell you, Joe will also carry the lion's share in Magibi. because of his vice president, Joe Howard Taylor. And right before your eyes, with Kumis and everybody in the election, Joe was governed the lion's share in Grand Bassa County and the entire Bassa belt. So imagine if Joe can get 20% or 25% in Lofa and get at least 40% or 30% in Nimba and carry Monsuado, or maybe share Monsuado half and half, carry Basso or the Bassa belt and win the whole Southeast. If that happens, Joe could potentially carry the country maybe 55-45 if you believe in this result. Because you can't tell me you don't believe in the result. You can't tell me you don't believe in the result because you are going through the process. You can't tell me you don't trust election commission because you believe in everything that they did. You're celebrating, you are campaigning and celebrating those who won under the same result. In fact, you are campaigning now into the second round simply because you believe in the result governed by the National Election Commission, so you believe in it. And if you believe in the number governed by the Election Commission, if you believe in it, and you think that actually Joe Will got the number he got, and you believe that Joseph Walker got the number that he got, he actually deserves it. If you validate those numbers, it means that Joe Will be at the advantage. Joe will have more advantage than Joseph Walker. Look at it. All the counties that they gave Joseph Parker, all those county, all those county, Joey went with him neck and neck, except for um, Lofa. But look at Cape Man. They all get the same amount of votes. 15,000, only 200 votes divided them. So everywhere they gave Buakai, because me, I can't say he won it, because me, I know they gave it to them. They give it to Buakai and Jowia. Those numbers were given to them free. They didn't deserve it. But for the sake of argument, area that Buaka won by very low margin. It was Wea. And counties that Wea won, despite the number of votes there, but Wea won by wide margin. And that was the first round. Imagine now we have no more Kennedy in there. We're gonna have Wea and Buakai. You know what's gonna happen? Everybody going to vote. And this time around, it's not going to be anything less than 50 plus 1%. Everybody will earn what they deserve. Saros,
Yes, it's okay.
how you doing, sir?
Let's go, Chief.
So before I got to you to ask you about what happened today with Mr. Komish, so what do you make of Edith Gongloe endorsing President Weah in Nimba while her brother endorsing Joseph Nima Boakai? Not only the democratic aspect of it, but we know very well Edith is politically um, politically savvy, politically astute, and well grounded in Nimba County than her brother. We know that.
Right.
So, given the fact that Jowia came second to Boakai in the first one, and those that never voted for Boakai, that voted for other people, most of them are likely to vote for George Weah because Joseph Boakai was there. They
Right.
never voted for him. And most of the people, their second choice you know, was either Kumish or George Weah. That is a fact. And if Walker was actually to win Nimba, I think the number of Joseph Walker got in the election or that they gave it to him in the election, I'm not sure whether he's going to get over that because everybody that's supposed to vote for him, they voted for him. And those that come to vote now again, and the turn are going to be very low. We know that it's never going to be the
Right.
same. So, do you see the possibility of Bogai and Yowea going neck and neck in Nimba with Edith being in the process, or you think the other Bogai is still going to run with it?
Mr. Kane, we have to be, the first of all, before I come in, let me say greetings to all of our SKTV family. And let me join my boss man Steve to say Labrador women are the most beautiful women on earth. And yes, good evening and good morning, wherever you join us from. Thank you for always following SKTV. Again, yes, I'm Cyrus. Mr. Cannon, in regards to that your question, uh, Boaka will have a little over, you know, huge vote from there, more than George Weah. But George Weah will give them a tough time in Imakani. Because the thing is, Mr. Cannon, we know how Mana Idewell Gonglo is well grounded in Nima politics. She was the one that went neck to neck with Prince Johnson in the last senatorial election. She has the numerical strength in Imakante. She has the political capital in Imakante. And see, she endorsed President Weah due to the vindictiveness, the arrogance, the entitlement of the United Party. The United Party do not reach out. The United Party feel entitled than everybody else. United Party feel they love Liberia than anybody. They are more Liberian than anybody once you do not support Boyka. And for this reason, it's taking a lot of support away from them. And it is the reason why you saw Mana Ide where Congo endorsed President Weah for the re-election in the runoff. And I can tell you, aside from Mana Ide Gongloe endorsement, I can tell you the CDC will take a lot of vote from the candidate in this runoff because the CDC are reaching out to permanent sons of Nema County. They are reaching out. I agree. They have one of their own who is going for the second highest seat in the nation that will make them to vote. They will vote for Joseph Boaka because of Prince Johnson and Jeremiah Kun. But I can tell you the number will not be as huge as it was in first round because the CDC all by themselves are reaching out to a lot of people. The CDC is doing her groundwork and the CDC has the financial power, the financial capital. The CDC has the financial capital and they are not joking with this second runoff. And this is the thing, United Party do not have money. I'm not sure United Party has that financial. They do not have money to reach out. United Party will not accumulate the vote that they got in the runoff because of the work that the CDC is doing. And to the endorsement of Councillor Gonglo, if you watch that video, you will see that Councillor Gonglo were in no way happy about that endorsement. I can tell you that psychologically, look at that man sitting quietly. Look at that man sitting. You saw how he went there when you forcing somebody when you carrying your child somewhere and the child doesn't want to go. He went, you see that he didn't say a word.
I didn't watch it. I didn't see it. I wouldn't have heard about it.
Okay, he did not say a word. He just when he sat down and they were just there with their endorsement, he did not say a word. Go and watch that video, Mr. Kane. So when it comes to Nima Kante, the politics is completely different. That I can tell you, Mr. Kane. The politics is now playing different. CDC is using the financial power to accumulate the votes. And United Party do not have the financial capital to deploy poor actions for this runoff. It's really giving them help. They are in serious trouble. I'm telling you. This is in no way to denigrate United Party, but it is the reality. And yes, the citizens were criminally vote from Nima Kande this time around.
So knowing the fact that the turnout going to be low, and Joseph Walker may not receive the number he received in the first round,
Right,
and this time around, there's no guarantee we are going to receive the same number he received. However,
right,
with Edith Gonglo help, that's going to be a plus, a big plus for George Weah.
right.
Looking at what we saw in the election, if you're going to believe the number announced by NEC, John Gonglo was a non-factor in Nimba.
Right.
And like Edith said, that she's been in politics longer than her brother. That kind of speaks of some political superiority at her advantage.
And it is the reality.
It's a fact. She was a former superintendent. She had contested
Hmm.
twice. She had some political machinery there in Nimba.
Right.
She can turn it on and it will start working right away.
And she said she would be there to campaign.
And she says she's going to do everything in her power. So let's watch and see. So nobody should be actually complacent, whether Unity Party or CDC, as to they can flat out carry, Nimba. It's not going to be that easy. So I'm going to ask you, what happened today? I saw you and with the boss man, you and Mr. Cummings and other people, you going to. I saw you on the rooftop where Mr. Cummings went with JNB. You got some heart. What
Yeah,
happened?
Mr. Kane,
Get there.
we
How did you get there? What happened?
Mr.
Why were you there?
Mr. Kane, by the grace of God, we thank God for reaching thus far with people like you support and mentorship in the background that we've come this far. We always recognize that and we say right hand salute. Uh, like we in the inner cycle of Mr. Cummings because we believe in him so much and our future depend on his kind of bright leadership that he always provides. In fact, today I sat right in the chair. I deliberately sat in the chair. Joe Parker sat in when he went to meet Mr. Cummings, and we had, he actually called. We requested for the meeting as young people leaders of the young leaders within the CPP, we requested for a meeting with Mr. Cummings because in the kind of negotiation, the young people should be a factor. The young people are the pillar of the nation, and we should know what is in it for the young people. Like we demand Mr. Cummings that we want to participate in the election, and he's a good leader. He listens. This is the reason I continue to, grow that love for him every day a couple of things were discussed. We wanted to know what were in these negotiations for the young people, and he made us to understand that they are still in consultation with different people. But then the 12 bullet points that were named in his press conference, that I will name a few, that is uh, 50% or 30% of the cabinet being a minister, that is women being a minister, women participation in our body politics, the National Youth Service program, that is if any of these people can commit to it, even though we can guarantee the both sides because they are not any of them they are not a good choice even though we can't guarantee it but uh, 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 if they will commit to the National Youth Service Program, that is, promoting youth and growing youth, human capacity building, and all of that for the youth. Uh, yeah, so we had this conversation. He said if anybody is committing to these 12 bullet points our name, and he can pledge his support, he will do the weighing, and all of us we should also help in the process, give our own intake on how we see the both sides. And there are several things I will discuss in the meeting cannot be discussed out here. but we will discuss the one that is good for the public here that we discuss here.
So, so,
So,
but for your own understanding of Liberian politics, uh, which of the parties, which of the party, between the two, that do you think is likely to adopt or accept those conditions laid by the CPP? You think Unity Party is likely to accept that, given the fact that the people are being resentful and angry over the fact that Mr. Kumish Walker met with Mr. Kumish? You think Unity Party is likely to accept those conditions and recommendations versus the CDC?
Mr. Connor, because I will tell you yes, and I will tell you why. Uh, yes, they will. They will because they want power. They're desperate. They want it. They feel entitled now to power. But this is where the big conjunction comes in. Are they going to commit to these things? Looking at the past records of the United Party, looking at all of what the United Party has done to the CPP, that is the CPP breaking away, to Mr. Cummings as a president, trying to bring him down, trying to take him off completely from the political space, because they see him as a direct threat. They will tell you yes. And you should know, Mr. Kane, the United Party is a very good user. The United Party is a party of, they are noted for using people. They are users. They will tell you yes, but are they going to commit to these things if they are opportune to take power? Because at this moment, they would like, if you retrospect the statement that came from the head, the standard bearer, that is the arrowhead of the United Party, is he's willing to dance with the devil just to take power. Because of power, that means he can do anything to get in power. So if he tells you yes to these things, but the commitment aspect is the problem here. Because Ambassador Barker has a serious problem when it comes to commitment. If you go back to Henry Costa, you go back to the CPP, you break away of the CPP, you go back to the agreement between they and Yuri. So if you all of these factors that have been named, if you look at that, I will tell you that they will tell you yes, but the commitment aspect is another thing. The CDC as well. Can we trust them after 6 years of putting Liberia into a big mess? Can we trust the CDC as well? We will tell you that they will say yes, they'll commit to it, but I will tell you the CDC uh is they have a little when it comes to compassion, that is empathy, and this is where people think the CPP or the ANC is an auxiliary to the to the CDC. So we cannot trust them as well because the two party, like Mr. Cummings said today, he said all the people they will tell you yes, but then the bigger the bigger question is, are they going to commit to it? But let's look at the CDC and the Unity Party. The CDC, if you check over the last 8 months, the relationship of the CDC, Mr. Khan, you there?
I'm hearing you very loud and
You can
clear.
hear me?
I can hear. I'm just smiling at the comment. Some of the comments.
Can you
Some
hear
of the
me?
comments are funny. Yes, I can hear
Yeah,
you.
you kind of breaking up.
No, it's your internet. Everything's good
Yeah,
for my.
so yeah, so y- okay. So the CDC has been in empathy with the CPP not yes, because they want the political support. That is the reality. But it has not been this ridiculous that how the Unity Party has been on the CPP. So the both party they will tell you yes, but are they going to commit to
But
it?
but this
This
but
is
this is
where the
not.
big question come in
But this is not going to be just a
because they
yes.
never these two.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
Yeah,
This yes is not just saying yes like your girlfriend telling you yes. No, this is about political decision wherein people will be compelled to sign the document that they will incorporate those
Right.
things in their agenda, in their policy. So it's not just like a yes, okay, yes, I want you, yes, I don't want you. No, that's
Right.
not what I'm talking about here. This is about documentation, signing document, and fetching your signature to this in front of the Liberian people. So I believe whether it's United Party or the CDC, whoever decide to adopt it, who decide to
Right.
agree with it, when they sign for it, I think they have to respect it because of the fact that they are making commitment to the Liberian people, not just Mr. Commish or the CPP, but to the Liberian people. I believe even if United Party say yes, they want to accept it, I think they will respect it. That's my belief. But
Mr. Kane, okay.
yeah, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, Mr. Kane, with what you just said, but if we will go back to the United Party, you should know that they've never respected the CPP agreement. They've never respected the CPP agreement. And this is where when we speak the truth, the reality, and people think we just hate the United Party with passion. We don't. But when you give a reason for people to have trust issue with you, then that's where you think the person hate you. The CPP framework agreement said there were going to be a primary, and a primary were going to back down with a final decision of whoever wins. The primary will held the CPP to this 2023 election. It was because of that the CPP felt that okay, they are not in a financial. I mean, the Union Party felt that they are not in a financial capacity. They did not even trust themselves. They did not trust their ability that they would have made it to head the CPP, their standard bearer. They decided to lie on Mr. Cummings of fingering the CPP framework document. That was that is one of the biggest uh, 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 uncommitment you can think about, Mr. Conlon. So these people are not known for commitment. You will go, you will sign a degree. I mean, you will sign those papers, those commitment. They will tell you yes. But Mr. Conlon, the question is, are they going to commit themselves to this commitment after all of what happened between the CPP and the United Party? You Costa was on live few week ago. I mean, the last week, and he admitted you might not like Costa, but Mr. Khan and Costa was this very close to Ambassador Boaka. Costa was like a son to Ambassador Boaka. We all saw video, video footages around here. We saw pictures with Costa and Boaka going places in the US up and down. So when Costa tells you that it was because of Joe we destroyed the CPP, and Costa was one of the big engine behind the displacement of the CPP. Or were
Sorry,
you?
we're having some trouble with his connection.
Yeah,
Connection was
yeah,
giving.
yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm yeah, back. And Honorable Yuri admitted to the same claim that uh, 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 he apologized to Mr. Comey for all of what happened when they were in the CPP. It was just for some kind of political intent. So with all of these references, can we trust the United Party that they can commit to it? Even if they sound people, they will want to take it a Liberian way. Can we? Then let's go to the CDC. The CDC, like I told you, like I said, the two choices are bad choices, but you have to do a pick. Neutrality in this process is a cowardly behavior. You have to make a pick because this is a political decision. You have to take it. Let's go to the CDC. We agreed the CDC has never done this country well. The CDC has failed the Liberian people in the last 6 years. or 5 years plus, the CDC did not commit to all of our promises. It is 8% of our promises. The CDC did not commit to it to 11 people. They fail us. But with the with their marriage, their political marriage, they are high up and down with the MPP and other political party. They are high up and down. But at least some kind of way they've been able to patch it. I'm not trying to preach a message of the CDC. Nobody should have me wrong here. But I am speaking reality here, Mr. Connor. If you weighing these two people in terms of commitment, we are looking at a lesser and a greater evil here. I'm not telling you that Mr. Kumi is looking the CDC way or he's looking the UP way, but we have to be real here. With how the CPP has the United Party has denigrated the CPP, are they going to commit? These people, I will tell you, they do not respect Mr. Cummings. Not at all. They have respect for him. So looking at going into an agreement with these people, I don't trust the commitment aspect with the two party. But looking at a lesser and a greater evil, it's a kind of a
So you
decision
think
I
less
would.
CDC is a lesser evil in your opinion?
Uh, I don't want to say CDC is the lesser evil, because the CDC too, this like I told you, is a bad choice. The two choices are bad. But in my opinion, I would tell you the CDC, they can commit to it, and we can hold the both of them. Mr. Kane, for now, I don't want to say something where the public, because there are
Yeah.
thousands of people who are watching me, then the public take it different, because like I told you, I remain neutral in this process. I don't see the two people as any of the best option for Liberia, because looking at their past record, they've never done anything for this country.
Yeah. So to those of you who just joined, oh, this is SKTV. With me today is my colleague, Mr. Saros Neomane from all the way Liberia. You know what I can say? I think it's still a little bit early for us to actually make any judgment as to who is supporting who. Those who actually want to support, they are coming out. Most of them have come out and they have declared their support to those people who they want to support. Those of us who are on the fence, we will be on the fence until we decide to. We decide not to be on the fence. But yet, that doesn't mean we don't have opinions as to what is going on. We do have opinion. And I believe, given what I know, both parties have a shot to the presidency. Nobody should believe simply because CDC is in power, then automatically CDC going to win the election if it is free and fair. I have to say this. I have to add that if the process is free and fair, nobody should think that CDC can win this thing here flat. They're going to have to earn it. You're going to have to earn it. You're going to have to work for it. Equally so. Not because Joseph Parker is in opposition, believing that you get more opposition than government supporters. Joseph Parker cannot just win it outright, just like that. It's not just easy. You're going to have to earn it. That's why I've said people who are people who are actually supporting Buakai, they should adopt more moderate tone, to be moderate, to be friendly, to be respectful of others, to understand the dynamics of politics, to know that politics is not about personality, You don't take things personal. You don't attack people personally because of the way you feel about them or because the way they campaign about you in the first round. You don't do that. You got to put all of that behind you and move forward and ask for their support because they're going to be a very, very tough election. It's going to be very, very tough because they are both bad choices. None of them are good for Liberia, but we have no other choice. We're going to have to see one of them. So if you are supporting Joseph Boakai and you dare creating more enemy, you are not helping Joseph Boakai. You're hurting him. Because not everybody will think the same way. Some of us personally, my decision who to support, who not support to support. It's not going to be driven by those little minds, those picking end, or those small children that will come here and insult and disrespect people. No, I don't consider them to be anything. They are non-entity. Nobody knows them. Nobody care about them. Baka doesn't even know them, so you can't fight Baka for the behavior of some of these little unknown non-entities that have no value to the process. So if you hold Baka responsible for their behavior, that is called transfer aggression. Like you don't want to take their crown to fight Baka with it. Similarly, sedition that will attack you, that will say this and that, but you, those little ones, you can't take their behavior and fight George Weah with that. If I'm making a decision who to support, my decision is way beyond this more room that will come here and do one day that don't get hair on their shoulder will come here and insult me. Oh, because they're supporting Joey Adam, I should go against Joey. I'm not going to do that. Oh, because they're supporting Boaka and I'll go against Boaka. I'm not going to do that. If you're going to support anybody, it should be based on substance. It should be based on issue. It should be based on record, especially from they themselves. So let me say this to you. This election, if you think it's easy, no matter where you find yourself, whether you with George Weah, you with Boakai, trust me, it's not going to be easy. You're going to need everybody. You're going to need me. Simple. If you want win, when you need me, everybody's important. But I know I'm very, very important too. I know Saros is important.
Right.
I know Steve is important. I know all of us on SKTV, we are very, very important because we got follow. We got people that listen to us. We got people that believe in us. We got people that look up to us for direction. We got people that look up to us for who to support. So if you come here, be nice to us, be respectful, convince us, tell us why you think your candidate is the best. Tell us why you think Joe Weah is better than Buckeye, or why you think Buckeye is better than Joe Weah. That's how simple it is. You don't have to be combative, you don't have to be confrontational. All you do, be respectful. But then if you are somehow bankrupt with idea, you have nothing to say, just be quiet and sit down and listen and watch so that you can't cause anything. You can be harmful. If you can help, don't hurt. You know what I'm saying? If you can help, don't hurt. If you
Yeah,
see
sure.
Joseph Boakai, if you can come here and make the case for Joseph Boakai and convince people, just be quiet. But somewhere nobody counts you, nobody care about you, nobody knows you, nobody care about you, nobody care about what you do. You come here to insult us, say nobody even know you. They can't even call you to say they don't do, they don't do. So nobody gonna hold you responsible. But if you love Joseph Boakai now, all you do, talk to us nicely, call us, convince us, not just us, but everybody. That's what you do. That's politics. But some of you think attacking people, insulting people, bullying people will help. That can only hurt. It can never help.
Hmm.
Even from the start, when ANC people used to be so combative, they used to attack anybody that say anything about commies. They used to be mad, they used to do this, they used to do that. A lot of people stay away from ANC because of that. By the end of the day, when we conscientized them, we told them what was right, people begin to gravitate towards Mr. Cummings. And the more people got to know Cummings, the more people were gravitating towards him. And believe me, the reason why all these political parties are going to Cummings, they know that Cummings got followers, they know Cummings got supporters, they know Cummings got base. They know that when the election was free, fair, and
Right.
transparent, Cummings could come second or
Okay.
first. They know
Right.
that. That's why they are
Right.
gravitating towards him. And that was because the tone was changed from being combative, from being defensive, to being persuasive, to being tolerant, to reach out, to accept everybody for who they are, to accept criticism, to accept insult, and respond to insult and criticism with persuasion. Talk to people, inform them, give them information, tell them about your candidate, tell them what your candidate can do, tell them what your candidate has done. But if you, right after the election, with questionable result, right after the election, the way things happen, everybody supported their candidate, everybody supported their side. A lot of people say a lot of things to each other. But once the first round is finished, you got to show your maturity. You got to show your understanding of politics. You got to show substance. You got to make sure you tell your people, you come and tell the people what you think your candidate can do. What set your candidate apart from the other person? What you think Yusuf Boakai can do better? Explain to us, convince us. Convince me so I can help you to convince other people. If I'm convinced, I will help you convince other people. But in as much as I think both
Right.
parties are bad, if I'm
Right, Mr.
convinced
Kane.
Waka is better than we are, I will help you in that regard. If I believe that George Weah is better than Waka, trust me, I will not hesitate. I'll come here and say, you get mad at me, you will curse me, you will say whatever you want to say. But I will come and tell the people the truth. And guess what? If I come here, if I come here on this network and tell people what I believe and give my justification, I'm not going to force anybody. I'm not going to bully anybody. I'm not going to attack them. I'm going to force them to submission, but I will persuade them. I will talk to them, speak to them in a very, very humble manner to follow me, to listen to me, to believe what I'm saying. I'm not going to get everybody, but I'll get a lot of people that will follow me, that will listen. But if you come in to insult people, disrespecting people, thinking that you own them, thinking that their decision, they have to make decision to support you, no matter what you think, no matter what they think, like they don't have right, you are hurting yourself. So
Right.
if you are still this, all you need to do right now, be nice, talk to everybody nicely, convince them, tell them why you think Joey needs to continue, with his, second term. Tell us why. Tell us why we can trust Joey this time around. If we didn't trust him first term, why do you think we should trust him now? Tell us. Same thing. If you think
And
Waka
Mr. and Mr.
deserve
and Mr.
to
Kane,
convince us. Yeah.
and Mr. Kane, you see, when in regards to that, what you just said, the CDC is reaching out. I won't lie to you. With all of what we've said to the CDC, they have been reaching out, not to just Unity Party folks, but to even people within a Unity Party
What's going on? We are having some trouble with Cyrus
That
network.
my
Yeah, go ahead.
network, yeah, sorry that the network. They are reaching out. Even if they don't have anything to tell you, they will talk to you in the most polite way. And this is the chance that the CDC stand over the United Party. With the kind of attitude the United Party is exhibiting, Mr. Kane, I don't see them going anywhere in this election. I'm telling you, I posted on my page the other time requesting for the manifesto of the United Party, agenda of the United Party to read through. Because I said if I should support you, I should support you for a genuine reason, it should be substantial. That tomorrow I will use these very things against you to hold you accountable. I need something to hold you accountable for tomorrow if you are not doing it. You tell me that you pay my school fees in this semester and Mr. Kane, for example, then you cannot pay the school fee. Then I'll tell you, I said, but Mr. Kane, they say primary is a debt. You give me your word, so why are you not paying my school fee? To account, people started abusing me. They started, they were being too rude, self disrespectful. And when you say these things, they reach out. And I will tell you now, anything you tell CDC, the only thing that matters to them is they want for George Weah to support. They want you to support George Weah. We did that when we were running campaign, Mr. Kane. There were people who said a lot of things about Mr. Cummings. For example, the biggest accusation this gave me, but we're able to convince them. We're able to clear that from their head. Folks from the United Party and folks from the CDC that Mr. Comey is not a gay. This is a propaganda. And when we lay out the platform, people gravitated to him. Unless you want to tell me the United Party do not have an agenda to give to Liberian people. Because if you ask for an agenda, they will come in a different way. With this kind of vindictive attitude, like I said today on my page, the arrogance of the United Party is not doing it well. And it is the reality, Mr. Kane. And how can you be calling for opposition unity? You stay showing superiority, you stay showing vindictiveness, you stay showing arrogance, you still feel too entitled. You feel more Liberian than anybody else. It's contradicting. You cannot be calling for opposition solidarity, opposition unity, and you still acting arrogant. And this is the chance that the CDC stand. I will tell you, those things were discussed in our meeting today, Mr. Kane, and a lot of young people express themselves when it comes to these things. Even hierarchy from the CDC, they feel too proud to even reach out. And every one vote is important. So how do you want for Joseph Boakai to be president when you're not reaching out, you do not have the power to negotiate?
Maybe the thing say to reach out to anybody, are gonna ask them for money and they're broke, so they don't want to call you and because you people are broke, they don't want to call you to tell you they can support me, you can't ask them for money for money. So but on a serious note, I just thought to get on some of my many skills sometimes, I like to do that. But on a serious note, the Unity Party people, the CDC people, they all need to stand up and reach out to people and do whatever they can do. Use everything within their political arsenal to make sure they win the minds of the people. They need it. Everybody, you need everybody. Come on, all. They're not all. But some, but some of us, some of us, we will take that. I believe we take that. I don't know. But they're not all. But there are some of us who will take that and then we will support whoever we believe in. Somebody said, "Well, stop it. They're not broke." I know, but man, I just trying to get under your skin, man. You know, I got a lot of friends in the Unity Party. And they had the one say, me need to stop talking to Joseph Walker. Me and Baba used to be chatting. We used to talk on the phone. We used to chat. But by the time you get hold of the main phone, then you excommunicate me. And me and Baba can't talk again. But now, by the time like me, but we already finished talk, we finish agree on something. But you see, they're not bad. Just stop the people from talking to me. But on a serious note, it's time for you guys to get to work, reach out to everybody, ask for their support, and do it humbly, not in arrogance and disrespect. That's my advice to y'all. Just about that could win. This thing here, Joey could win it. Anybody can win this thing. Anybody can win this election. Trust me. I know exactly where I'm speaking from. And you could get anybody's support if you play right. Because Liberia is in a stage of uncertainty. Nobody sure of anything. Everybody just confused. Everybody just confused because we are faced with two bad choices.
Hmm.
You get confused. You don't, if you play your card right, you can convince anybody to support you because they don't get actually what they want. United Party people will always be United Party regardless. We are CDC people will always be CDC regardless. But vast majority of Liberians are not with the both of them. They are all on different parties. So
Hmm.
in order to get majority of the people to your side, you got to be humble, you got to be respectful, you got to be persuasive. But arrogance, we're not cut it. But man, I'm about to. I don't want to miss this the second flight. I don't want to miss the second flight, man. So we can close now. If you have something to say, let's try to wrap up so I can get myself together, go catch my flight. Remember, I'm at the airport.
Yeah, yeah. So, Mr. Kane, yeah. So, let me say thank you to our SKTV people, to our family. But one thing I can tell the United Party people, we don't hate them. These are we in a political times. Will be very hard. We'll say the truth to them. And if you think that Cyrus is not important, let me tell you today on SKTV that Cyrus is this important. That's why the big ball, like Chief Steve Bole can say, the big ball, Mr. Cummins, can call a Cyrus to have his opinion before he made a final decision. That is how Cyrus is important in the Liberian society. As a young man, as a young leader, Cyrus has the influence and the power and the energy to bring people over to any of the two sides that you get Cyrus on board. And so it's not just about Sarah. There are a lot more of other young folks out there who are like me, more like influential as well, vibrant. So you people, you have to stop the arrogance. You have to stop disrespecting people because the fact will always be the fact. And this entitlement to the presidency is not helping Ambassador Boaka in any way, but it's harming him the greatest. And some of you, let me remind them, Mr. Kane, this is the last chance for Omen Joe. In 2029, the one you can hear say the last button on Joe coat. Now what here. So if you think you desperately need this, you will humble yourself, you will lower your ego and reach out to people and talk to people. If you come, if they think they are coming with good intention for Liberia, then they will humble themselves and to change this country. If they really represent change, they will humble themselves. But other than that, you're not doing the Ambassador Barker well. You're not doing the former vice president well. You're harming him more because every one vote is important. The law says 50 plus one. So every one vote is important. Every influence, like Mr. Kanye here, he'll be able to convince more than 100 or 200 people to vote for any party, any side that take him because why he's an influential person. He speaks to people right on his media. You have more than three after the show. You have more than 20,000, 18,000 people that watch this show. These are ways that people use. So they have to lower their ego, and it goes to the CDC as well. If you think George Weah can be given second chance, you should lower your ego. Tell the Liberian people what you're coming to do, what they should hold you for. And because we are all Liberians in this country, belongs to all Liberians, and Liberia is the only place that we cannot be deported. And we all want the best for Liberia. But again, Mr. Cannon, these are two bad choices. Liberian people are very indecisive. From what I hear from people, I'll tell you that a lot of people say they're not going back to vote. A lot of young folks that I talk to, I'm not going to put myself in that too much drama again. It was stressful the first time, and now I say I even see the reason why I'm gonna vote for the two people. These are the things you hear young people saying. So if
All
they
right.
think they are the best, they should tell the Liberian people why they're best, and they should reach out to people. And this is the only way they can win this thing.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Whatever the case is, I appreciate all of you for coming, for watching, and for sharing. We'll be here probably tonight or tomorrow. I gotta go catch my flight. It was nice being here. At least we have some conversation. So to those of you who come here and say, "Oh, you guys destroy Mr. Commis. Oh, you guys destroy Mr. Commis," I know your trick. You guys are the people that try to use what we call reverse psychologists. You wish you had us. You wish. You wish you had us supporting your side. You wish you had us promoting your side. But unfortunately, you did not deserve it, so you didn't get it. So you kind of feel try to use reverse psychology, make you out to regret what we did. But trust me, Liberian people know who we are. They respect us. They listen to us, and they know what we did.
Right.
Believe me, you wish you had us, but unfortunately, you did not deserve it. You still have a chance. That's all I gotta tell you. We are smarter than you, but you just don't know. Maybe you know, but you just pretending. Well, I want to say thank you to all of you. Sarah, thank you so much. Thank you so much. We gotta leave it there.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Steve was in a beginning.
Uh,
They're not too smart. Yeah, so I started with Buckeye. I started with I just want to solo me play for about the Buckeye man. At least, at least to make you people happy small. Let me
yeah.
play this
That
song
one
here.
minute.
Yeah, that
That
man.
one minute.
No, Steve's in our beginning. So we gotta we gotta be our
Yeah.
beginning happy small. Steve is so funny. Our beginning, so you gotta be our beginning happy small, my man.
Man, I got a dance with you guys song. Everybody folks are dancing the music. Oh.
They push killing us, Bukadensa. Corruption killing us, Bukadensa. Go away a story, Bukadensa. Comfort killing us, Bukadensa. Yes, the people crying, Bukadensa. Comfort killing us, Bukadensa. Everybody vote for Baba. Hey, yeah. Vote for Baba. Hey, vote for Baba.
You see that with this for Buckeye now. Yeah, you're not saying anything.
On other days, we talk on the fight. No food to eat, no shelter for us. On other days, when you felt we were stupid.
The first show we started that one with CDC. But now we got to close this one here with Joseph Buckeye. So at
Wait,
least we can be
Waga.
fair play. You see me dancing for Buckeye or the only thing Buckeye should promise me if he want me to support him. Then he just promise he will not sleep in the mansion because that guy who they call how you call that way? Boyo, if you go to back contest, Buckeye pay for one.
Kemagun. Yeah, amen.
The man go steal man party and carry. But there no problem. If Buckeye promise me that you will not sleep, then I will support him.
Where is the country? Where is your heart? The market we me cry.
I don't trust your man.
Okana yo, be right by him.
Everybody crying. Police people crying. Army people crying. Nurses are crying. Teachers are crying. Bukadensa. They push killing us. Bukadensa. Corruption killing us. Ukadensa. You must go away a story. Ukadensa. But for they killing us. Ukadensa. It's the people crying. Ukadensa. Radio station proceed. Ukadensa. Rescue mission say yeah. Clean, 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 clean.
So for everybody, we go look at them so we go here, we go back and forth. We will teach you for everybody.
Rescue mission, Liberia choice. So send him a packet. Dale we want. Jeremiah Poon. Dale we want. Rescue mission, Liberia choice. Ukadensa. They push killing us. Ukadensa. Corruption killing us. Ukadensa.
Fly,
You must go away.
Ukadensa.
Ukadensa.
That boyo, that Bukadensa, that Sleepy Joe. We want everybody. We decide, we'll tell you who we really want. But right now, we want everybody. Yeah. So tomorrow again, when we start with the Boyo party, music. Then the next time we'll go to the Buka dance and then music too. We're gonna play music for everybody. We're gonna play songs for everybody. We're gonna dance for everybody until we can decide where to go. But again, SKTV, we don't force any of our members to support one person. Anybody can decide who to support. We all come here, we make the case. Anybody win, now hear that. SKT will still be here. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you. We appreciate your time. And we love you all. Cyrus, you want me to finish the song? I like the song though. The party can stay for.
Yeah, the song fun.
I like the song. Let me play
Yeah, they
that
play what they have particular one.
Yeah,
Paga,
one. Yeah. You should still vote for you.
I wish I wish you were all the show here today.
Yeah, this is still.
Everybody vote for
The part I like.
Yeah.